As Arteta said, though, busy summer expected at Arsenal. Mikel Arteta is on record saying Arsenal are in store for an exciting summer transfer window. So the pressure is on newly appointed sporting director Berta. Is it? I agree and disagree. Obviously, not everyone was happy with Edu. We've dropped the ball in the last 2 transfer windows. He comes with a big reputation, 12, 13 years. We know we don't know what the squad needs, but we don't know the specifics. But we all know striker, left winger, centre mid, depth. We've been waffling about it, right? We know that. But they need to know it. And also, in Berta's defense, I think you need to be very careful. I'm sure he's got all the ability and all of that stuff, but it's one man. One man can't change everything at this club. No matter what you think of Mikel Arteta or previously Arsene Wenger, one man alone or Ferguson, one man alone can't do it. Mikel Arteta, I'm not saying that he wants it. He gets all the praise, and I'm sure he's got all the ideas and everything. But equally, the coaching stuff. Like, the coaching stuff. You got to remember, Arteta can't be everywhere and do everything, and neither can Berta. Think about it, think about it logically. Like, Nico Williams, Zubimendi, Gyökeres, for example, right? Let's just say all them transfers are going on at the same time. Berta can't be in, I don't know, well, you can, but he can't, he's only one man. You can't be talking to Nico Williams in some restaurant in Bilbao, then wherever Sociedad is with Zubimendi, and also at the same time be in Portugal, and also, you know, be trying to get Joan Garcia done, or this one and that one and the third, and then, you know, you I don't know, being, for example, you're trying to get Partey to, you know, you're linking up with Partey on holiday to get him to sign a new deal. Then you got to talk with Lewis Skelly, Saka, Saliba, Gabriel Magalhaes, Wanyeri's agents. You can't do it all at the same time. Looking at Mikel Arteta, he can have all the ideas he wants, and I'm sure he does. But he can't be eyes and ears everywhere. Think about it. Let's just say I'm Mikel Arteta, all of you lot here on my Arsenal players, right? We're on the training field right now. We're all on the training field. We've got a game on Wednesday. I might think, you know what, Palace are a great attacking side, fantastic attacking side. We're going to work on low and deep blocks and whatnot. I'm going to set you lot out and do that. Let's just say in the Ipswich game, I saw something that I want to, like, I saw some reference point that I feel Wanyeri, Lewis Skelly, I don't know, Benjamin White, like, I just want to have a word with them and improve them at something. If I go and take these 3 players away, someone's got to look after the other group, you know. That's where you need your coaching stuff. All right, set piece guy. You're going to get 30 minutes. You go teach them this. Low blocks, you go do this. Goalkeeping coach, go take the goalies and do this. You get it? So Berta can't do it all alone. And that's my only fear. Everyone has to sing from the same hymn sheet. If the conditions are right, and he's just, it's a thing where, all right, cool, everybody's playing their plot. Show us why you got this reputation, and it's cool. And I just, again, there's excitement. I just need to see delivery now, innit? Like, you're here. And you don't know me. I hide it a lot. But one of the most exciting things for me is actually seeing Berta consistently. Like, he was at the game today. He was at the Fulham game. Obviously, he was on the pitch in the Madrid game against Madrid at the Emirates and so on and so forth. So I hope it's exciting, innit, people? Apparently, at the top of the club's priorities, this is by Sammy Mobile, by the way, at the top of the club's priorities will be the signing of a new centre forward. Alexander Isak is the dream option for Arteta here. The dream is free. The Arsenal would sell separately. I wonder what the Deluded guy said that. But the cost of removing the Sweden international from Newcastle's clutches means this deal is unlikely to happen. Perhaps if the Magpies do not qualify for the Champions League, ironically, you know, we got them in a few weeks, there's a glimmer of hope for the club's courting Isak. But even then, the transfer fee, which would run way beyond 100 million, keyword way beyond 100 million, would likely prove extremely prohibitive. As a result, Arsenal are exploring alternatives to Isak, with Leipzig's Benjamin Sesko and Sporting striker Gyökeres among those firmly on the club's radar. Okay, we haven't learned anything new in that particular regards. Midfielders Thomas Partey and Jorginho are set to leave in the summer when their contract expire at the club, but the club are well advanced in a move for Real Sociedad playmaker Martin Zubimendi. So at this point, we ain't learned nothing. We've been hearing Arteta said be excited. We saw those things in his press conference. We've been knowing there's some degree of interest in Isak, in Gyökeres, in Sesko. There's nothing new there. We know on paper, barring any changes, Jorginho, who's linked with a move to Brazil, is on paper leaving. The same goes for Thomas Partey. And we've heard we're well advanced in the move for Zubimendi, but there's bare whispers. 1 minute, we're not scared of Real Madrid. Now they're hijacking it, and subsequently, Xabi Alonso's linked with Real Madrid. Maybe there's something in that. Maybe that gives fuel to the fires of the rumors. Maybe that makes Zubimendi want to do that. So there's everything going on, people. Maybe we'll learn something new. But apparently, so yeah, we're well advanced in the move. But you can be as advanced as you want. We've all seen stories where footballers are within an inch of signing for a club, to the point where they're at the club's training ground about to sign, and then things go left. I don't know why it's coming to my head, but Eddie Nketiah. Do you remember a few years ago? I think it was Emery was here during the January period. He was meant to go on. He was going on loan, and he said, "Man, flew out to Germany. They got a tour of the stadium, speaking with the manager, all of that kind of crap. Like, it's just a case of confirming it." Arsenal said, "Yeah, we need you back." So you can be as advanced as you want. You need to get the job done. If you're winning a football game for 89 minutes, have you won it yet? You win it at full time. United against Lyon would tell you that. 10-man Lyon, by the way, mind you. And Man United lost again today, which made the weekend somewhat better, man. Elsewhere, Arsenal, sorry. So, yeah, we ain't learned nothing. But elsewhere, Arsenal will be in the market for a wide forward, and Athletic Bilbao's Nico Williams is greatly admired. However, the cost of the deal for Williams would be very expensive. I mean, good players are going to be expensive, innit? Rice was expensive, but if you're doing the thing on the football pitch, it don't matter. Technically, you could argue Partey that's 50 million release clause activated, ran the bread up front. So, yeah, we know it'd be expensive. Interestingly, though, Real Madrid's young attacker Arda Güler is a player that the club have considered in the past, while Wolves' Cunha has been watched extensively. Arsenal also among a host of clubs across Europe tracking the progress of 15-year-old Ecuadorian twin brothers Holger and Edwin Quintero. Big them up, but they're 15, so they can't move until they're 18 at the very least, unless there's some banduli way of going to buy it. Maybe his parents have some level of European passport and they want to move. They're moving to Europe anyways. I don't know, but we're going to be scouting him. But you can confirm the signing today, but he cannot move until he's 18 at the very least, which you see Chelsea doing. In terms of outgoings, Zinchenko, Fabio Vieira, Nuno Tavares, Reece Nelson, Trossard may leave, while Arsenal could consider an unexpected sale of one of their first teamers, dependent on the size of any offer. I mean, that goes for anyone. And again, they could leave. It's one thing saying these guys have to leave. We don't know if Zinchenko on paper is going to leave. He's got a year left. The club might want to move him on. Zinni might want his loyalty bonus. He might think, going back to what I said, maybe the gaffer sees that you need depth and I can get an opportunity. Maybe he thinks, I can take my spot back from Lewis Skelly or Calafiori or even the options of Tommy and Timber at left back. Maybe he's comfortable here. Maybe he thinks he's going to get an option in midfield. Maybe we accept an offer and he doesn't feel the wages are worth that, which he's within his right. Maybe him and his family are comfortable in London. Bearing in mind, I'm sure he was an Arsenal fan. So it's all fun and games saying sell these players. But are they? And there's a lot of moving parts. There is an element of we need to buy players regardless. We need to sell players regardless. But then there's also an element of, can you buy to a degree? Can you buy before you sell? Do you sell before you buy? I don't know. Again, I think we need a left back. Big up Lewis Skelly. Shout out Calafiori. If Tommy is fit, Timber, there's options there. But are we going to let necessarily Zinchenko go until you've confirmed that left back signing? Bearing in mind, Tini's going. I hope I love Tini. I hope there's a change of heart there, but it is what it is. Fabio Vieira, he's doing well at Porto. Is he pulling up enough trees? I don't know. Porto got that lad. Is it Rodrigo Moura? He's like 17, 18. I think he signed a new deal. Trust me, let's get that signing. Ask Porto, how much does Fabio Vieira knock off that cost? Get that done. Tavares is gone. That's one thing. It's an obligation. He's gone. Nelson probably does need to move on. Whether he does go is another thing. I don't know, because Nelson left. I personally think Raheem Sterling's loan does not happen if Nelson don't go anywhere. Or if Nelson made clear, cool, I'm happy to stay. I don't know. If Kivior wins the champs as our centre back, you still selling. I've always said, if Kivior is cool to stay and be on the bench and do the bench thing, and obviously you want to play and whatnot, but in the role he's got where he comes in when people are not playing, I'm cool with that. I think for you need to leave unless the gaffer has said, you know what, cool, maybe I could utilize him a bit more. I'm on him staying. At the same time, though, if we are trying to not balance the books, I don't want to use all that terminology, but if we are doing the balance in the book kind of thing, Kivior seems to be one that's got interest. Now, I don't know if offers have ever been placed. Rumours are very different to actual things that are taking place in the world of football. But Kivior's always linked with these Italian clubs, a couple Spanish ones, but Italian clubs. If there's a decent offer and his stock is high, do we get rid? There's an option there. Because if he does, out of all these guys that are being linked with moves away, if Zinni really does have interest from Napoli, from Inter, from AC, from Juventus, that's someone in quote-unquote high demand, right? And he's done it against Real Madrid. Could they do that? it's all fun and games selling Zinni, but is there a market for Zinni? We did hear Atletico Madrid, ironically, wanted him in January. We did hear Dortmund, but is there offers? It's one thing saying it's like me trying to sell grub. If I've got no plug or my grub's dead, nobody wants it. It's from past life. But anyways, yeah, there's an option. There's bare mix and blends going on. And also, we might be successful getting a centre mid, successful getting a left winger, successful getting a striker. But let's just say this imaginary left back that we're trying to get, it don't happen. And for whatever reason, it don't happen. The other ones don't happen. And we think, well, what are we going to do? We might just keep Zinni, let him run down his contract. And that could be extended to a lot of people. So I don't know, man. It's an interesting one. We're going to have to see. What is this headline shameful? Not sure what you mean there, Johnny, but one love, man. Big up yourself and your family. Anyways, Mikel Arteta on how to evolve the squad to compete in all comps. Squad quality and availability. Without those two, you cannot compete in 4 competitions at this level, especially in this country. Impossible. He said it there. Squad quality and availability. Now, I do think we've got some good players. Do we have a quality squad? Probably not. Can we advance in that regards? 100%. Crucially, availability, which we've got a lot of talented players that there's question marks about their availability. I like Park. We all like Park. We probably want him to stay. It seems like a no-brainer right now. In the summer of the last 2 years, people had a lot of different conversations, right? We all love Tomiyasu. He can't stay fit. And obviously, with Miles Lewis-Skelly's emergence now, the club might feel even more comfortable. And obviously, we signed Calafiori, who has injury knocks of his own. So I think he's right with that. Both are as important as each other. The higher the quality, the higher the availability, the more chances and probability you have. After you have to do it, but the probability goes high. I don't think the manager's lying in that regards. I did cover this before, but just adding towards this, because we are in the transfer news segment and whatnot, people. We are very lucky because we're at a football club that every time I've spoken to players, they want to be part of it. I think overall, we're already so strong that we can attract any player. City fans forcing O'Reilly versus MLS comparisons. Arsenal's the benchmark now. Most hated and rated. They don't rate us club. They don't rate our manager. They don't rate our players. Any emerging winger, we know who they're compared to at our club. Miles Lewis-Skelly is fresh out of the academy womb. We ain't even slapped his bum like if he was a baby to pause to breathe. And there's them things going on. All I know is my guy did it against them youth's very club and the celebration. My guy did it times 2 against Real Madrid. We don't know these guys. I don't know who is O'Reilly. What, a man did it against Bournemouth, a rotated Bournemouth side. Who were these youths? Big up you. How the hell do you know City fans? I had to think, man. That's it. That's an easy one. We're still not 100 likes, though. That's an easy one. We are very lucky because we're at a football club that every time I've spoken to players, they want to be part of it. I think overall, we're already so strong that we can attract any player. Well, if we got the money for any players, another thing. Berta was in attendance at Portman Road versus this guy's just wavy, bro. This guy's wavy. Looks a bit like Calafiori here, innit? There's just something about you, man. Don't let me down, Berta, because there's just something about you. You just seem quite cool, man. Like, I know you mean business. Mikel Arteta expects transfer surprises. I mean, he did cover this before the game, but again, adding context and flavor to the rumors and whatnot, people. Arteta believes Andrea Berta will bring more ideas and surprises. We all know we hired him at the end of last month after he spent close to almost 12 years at Bilbao. He's replaced Edu. Specifically, the manager said those summer transfer plans were already discussed with him. But yes, I hope he has many more ideas, plans, and surprises, positive ones, and his experience, his creativity, his intuition as well to help us make the right calls. I think it's an opportunity. Someone else comes in with different ideas, different methods, different ways of working, and other priorities as well in the way that they work. I think this makes us better. Is that shots at Edu? I wouldn't say so, but, devil's advocate. Berta was described by Arsenal as a hugely respected figure in football, which is true. Do you know what I find interesting, though? Maybe it's just a timing thing. Maybe I'm wrong. But when's Berta's interview? That's why I rate him more. Just straight business. I don't want to talk, do buzzwords, bro. Pattern up my thing and tell me how much we're working with. Show me the plans that you already have in place. Okay, I fuck with that. I'm going to get that one there over the line. All right, maybe this striker, nah. Gyökeres, okay, Gyökeres has gone somewhere else. Sesko not ready. Do this. Let's move, man. Let's move. But, Josh Kroenke did say on him, anyone who knows football knows Berta is an impressive figure. He has a vast knowledge of the game, a great track record, a strong network, and an insatiable desire to build winning teams. Don't want to get excited, but yeah. Andrea will be a great addition to our club. He understands our values, what we stand for, and we have no doubt he'll help us push on and take the next steps in our bid to win major trophies. We undertook the thorough recruitment process and we were hugely impressed with the level of all the other candidates. But it was Andrea's experience and success he has enjoyed that stood out. We're looking really forward to working together and welcoming him into the Arsenal family. I mean, we've done welcomed him. I mean, we're waffling about strikers and attackers, and Trossard needs to do more, and Martinelli, and da-da-da. We got 100 goals across all comps this season, people. It's a bit weird and completely off topic, but I mean weird. It's not weird because I've seen Arteta play for my club, be a coach against my club of sorts, and now you're managing my club. But I don't know what's going on at Cardiff, people. Apparently, Aaron Ramsey will take charge as Cardiff City's head coach for the remaining 3 games of the Championship season after the club sacked Omer Issa. I remember when we signed you as like a 17, 18-year-old lad, and, Man United put it on their YouTube. It definitely wasn't YouTube, on their website and all of that stuff. And we hijacked it during what Euros? It might have been Euros 08. Football's weird, man. To see you got to get that job full time, man. I need to see you and Jack Wilshere one day facing off against each other. And obviously we know about Cesc Fabregas and all of that, people. So yeah, completely off topic and left field. I mean, it's the same old at this point, but Arsenal are planning to sign a world-class midfielder this summer to replace Jorginho and Thomas Partey. Bruno Gomes and Martin Zubimendi are their top 2 targets for the position. Would you define Gomes and Zubimendi as world-class at this moment in time? Quality. If they want to sign, I'm being greedy. Both of them. Imagine having both of them and Rice and Marino in the squad, and the options of mixing and blending with Odegaard, with Wanyeri, with Lewis Skelly, forcing it, but Zinchenko, etc., etc. Ironically, Kivio's played in midfield at one point in Italy, and Ben White can play in midfield, but we're yet to see that. Arsenal have reached out to try and finalize a deal to sign Nico Williams after learning from Barcelona's decision to withdraw from the race. But you can withdraw and get back in. Nico Williams has suggested he wants to stay with Bilbao and play for them in the Champions League next season if they qualify. Listen, I like Nico Williams. I think he's an unpolished gem, but any fugazi stuff, just go find another winger, man. And again, we don't know what's being said. But 1 minute you're on leaving, you want to play in the Prem, then you want to go Barca, then you want to stay at Bilbao. Rightly so, there's nothing wrong with it, because I think I want to help them, get to a final in our own stadium. Now it's if we qualify for the Champions League, which I hear it. You're 22, I know in today's day and age, if you're a half decent 16, 17-year-old, even younger now, where you look at that JJ guy at Man United, or you look at Max Dolman, barely teenagers, exaggeration, but barely teenagers, and people know about them. Ryan Cherky, talented teenager. Everyone loves him again, but was seen as kind of damaged goods already in his career. So I know it's like that, but at the same time, he's 22. The move is going to happen. And you're being able to develop I won't say without pressure, but without the pressure that comes with the traditional big clubs. So there's bare whispers. Arteta allegedly, according to the Daily Star, has given the all clear for a move for athletics clubs, Nico Williams, people. Zubimendi is prioritizing a move to Real Madrid this summer. They are very interested and are said to have explained their plans to Zubimendi, people. Arsenal have turned to Brentford's Nathan Collins as a transfer target for the defense this summer. Unpopular opinion, I'm on that. As part of the squad, I'm on that. I think he's a good player. I would say Brighton, but I would say more Brentford and Bournemouth. Just because of the way they play and the manager sets up, I think there's a lot of intangibles. And he had a bloody good game against us. I'm having that as part of the squad. Chelsea allegedly have joined Arsenal and Liverpool in the race to sign Ajax 19-year-old defender Joel Hatter. We've heard that before. Allegedly, Real Madrid have drawn up a 2-man shortlist that they see as the perfect Toni Kroos successors. Rodri and Martin Zubimendi. They should get both, man. Should get both, really. Allegedly, Liverpool have identified Morgan Rogers as a key summer transfer target and are determined to beat Arsenal, Manchester City, Manchester United, and PSG to his signature. I mean, I hope Arsenal are interested. Everyone's going to be interested in some various degree of good players. Morgan Rogers would cook at Arsenal. There's a video during his days playing in the under-18s for West Brom against us, and I said we need to sign this guy. It's funny how life works out, in it. Talented player. Allegedly, Arsenal and Liverpool target Isaac is expected to stay at Newcastle this summer because his fee would be high. Oh, look at me, I'm Newcastle. We ended our trophy drought after 70 years. Mike Ashley's gone. We've got, foreign owners, and we got Isaac. I'm just jealous. We have been linked with Dean Heisen before. Apparently, he's given himself a month to decide on his future, but wants to stay in the Premier League next season. I mean, everywhere you read, though, realistically, he's twerking for Real Madrid. Off him skinning out his batty for Real Madrid. Oh, I love Madrid. My friend said to sign for Madrid, blah, blah, blah. We've gone over the twin brothers. I ain't going to claim to have ever seen them. But South American, twins, Bandulu hairstyles. What you lot on there? You lot wingers? Okay, one's a winger, one's an attacking midfielder. I need to see videos. I need to see stepovers and flip flaps and just bare South American stuff. Barcelona will try to sign Gyökeres. They'll look to use the money from the potential sales of Ferran Torres and Araujo to buy Viktor Gyökeres. I mean, anyone that wants to be a striker, big up Lewandowski, but the chance to play for Barcelona is one in itself. And Lewandowski ain't going to be there forever, especially if Hansi Flick's there and it's the high intensity playing. Like if you're Gyökeres or half of these strikers, even Isaac, whether Barca can afford you or not, it's another thing. But got a little sweet gig. To a degree, I would say Bayern Munich's Harry Kane as well, because I'm not saying that they're slowing down anytime soon, but they can't be there forever. So we have to see. It's funny though, because every now and again, the Gyökereses, the Nico Williams, they all get linked with Real Madrid, in which Real Madrid can get these players. You can never have too many good players, 1,000,000%. But look at the bro, Vinicius, Rodrigo, Mbappe, such as their quality. I've missed one. But moving on, Ollie Watkins became the first English player to score 15 plus Premier League goals this season yesterday. Good player, man. Good player. And I think he'll be on the move. You never know. Next season could be next season. But he said he's been very unhappy with not playing under Emery. Emery's been speaking. Obviously, his contract's running down. Was linked with us in January. No doubt going to get linked with us again. Assuming that he continues to struggle for first team football. You got a World Cup next year. Something food for thought. Allegedly, Gyökeres has already picked his next club. Gyökeres has been subject to a transfer raid from Chelsea, but the sporting player already knows where he wants to play football next season. 47 goals in 46 games. Crazy. And for me, Gyökeres would be a statement from me, from Arsenal, purely because he's 26. That tells me obviously you're 26. Lewandowski, Benzema up until recent, Ronaldo, Salah, Kane, guys of various ability. Like there's Modric, there's I guess it all comes down to how you look after yourself and that. But there's guys that would be described as pensioners in football terms, still doing their thing. So I'm not saying just because you're 26, oh my God, he's done. But it would tell me Arsenal on this win now mode thing. Like he's ready for now. He understands the job for now. Clearly, if we signed him, then Arteta thinks, away from obviously being able to put the ball in the back of the net in an incredible amount of times, which we'd love to see 47 goals for Arsenal, you can do all the other facets. Because again, I'm not backing Arteta in the sense of, yeah, you need a peculiar striker. I'm just putting it out there. Like, if you look at who has led the line for this football club, with Aubameyang, exception to Aubameyang, who he didn't buy, and Lacazette, who he didn't buy, if being a clinical bagsman was the thing, then necessarily you don't. Obviously, Gabriel Jesus, we're trying to give you that platform to do that, but you could never describe Gabriel Jesus at Arsenal or City for all his qualities as clinical, right? I think people diss Eddie, but you've got Gabriel Jesus, Eddie Nketiah, the sequences of events that have led to Kai Havertz playing up front and Marino playing up front. If scoring goals was the be-all and end-all, these men are not leading the line for Arsenal. We need someone who's going to score goals, but it's also occupying the centre backs, dropping into midfield, working the channels, link up play, all of that kind of jazz, people, as you lot know. What club has he decided? The Lisbon club were determined to hold on to their ace last summer as they demanded a price for more than 100 million for him, which was significant to keep the likes of Arsenal at bay. But as the Sweden international's form has picked up, his transfer fee has dropped due to an agreement with the player to allow him to depart should a suitable offer around the value of 70 to 80 million euros be tabled. Given Gyökeres has an estimated transfer value, ETV, of 75 million euros, this looks like a good price. Arsenal, Chelsea, and Man United are all closely associated with the player, who Ebola claims has already made his mind up over a transfer this summer. He prefers Arsenal to Chelsea. The Portuguese source states that while the Blues are making a comparatively late effort to sign Gyökeres, he preferred to sign for Arsenal over Liverpool or City. I mean, City got Ireland. A move to Chelsea, however, should not be ruled out entirely. The Stamford Bridge club pulled off something of a transfer miracle to stop Quenda from joining Man United by signing him themselves. They're just playing real life Football Manager, really. This was achieved by allowing the teenager to remain another season in Portugal, which was something the Red Devils were not willing to do. It's unclear what kind of type of leverage that Chelsea might try to use over Arsenal. I mean, they know them, innit? They've done business with them, so they might be ahead in that regard of Arsenal, who are currently in a stronger sporting position than the Stamford Bridge club, and have quite clearly made Gyökeres their centre forward target since Berta arrived as sporting director. I mean, Ornstein said that. The Gunners therefore hold all the cards when it comes to signing the sporting hitman and finally signing the high-scoring 9 that Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta's side so desperately needs. I mean, when I see him hold a shirt, why not? Apparently, Arsenal target Garcia has been described as the Lionel Messi of goalkeepers, people, and he's been linked with everyone on their nan. Man United, Arsenal, Leverkusen, Real Madrid, everybody. Apparently, We have a goalkeeper who makes the difference. This is like when Barcelona had Messi. He's going to be a world reference, and I'm happy for him as a professional and as a person. He did say apparently this is Garcia. At the moment, I'm not thinking about it, but you never know. If it happens, let it happen in the best way. If in the end it turns out that I have to leave, how can I not say goodbye properly? Espanyol is the club that has given me everything. If I leave through the back door, it wouldn't go well with me. Fair play, man. Apparently, Gyökeres has downplayed rumours he'll join Arsenal this summer. What specifically has he said? No one can predict what will happen. We enjoy the moment. He said, I like Lisbon after being questioned. He said, I can't say anything about it when asked about the transfer fee. I mean, he's going to play diplomatic. It don't make no sense to go and chat. Nico Williams has seemingly hinted he will reject Arsenal and remain at Bilbao until at least another season. We've heard that before. I mean, if you want to stay, stay. My thing is, bro, if you want to stay, great. Go find me a next left wing. I don't want to hear we tried and whatnot. We have the goal of winning the Europa League and next year to cross the Champions League little by little. I think our motto of going on the down low is the best. We're doing very well and we need to continue like this to reach the final, to continue this streak, to help the team. The team is extraordinary. I hope you win against Man United in the semis, but then again, boy, well, anyone who if Spurs get to the final, boy, I hope they don't win. I don't want to write off Bodo Glimt, but I'm sure they're not the bookies' favorite. Well, they did win on penalties against Lazio, though. We're going to celebrate this victory. San Mems deserves it more than anyone. We're doing very well to reach the semi-final. We want one more step before the final, and hopefully we can get there. Fair enough, man. He's got a deal until 2027. There's even been rumors of a lifetime contract in which, obviously, if you're Bilbao, apparently they've got a difficult sporting director, right? But if you're Bilbao, you need to pattern up that release clause. What do you mean you've got a 22-year-old that all the Premier League is interested in, quote-unquote, Barca one, and he's got a release clause in the region of 50-odd million, where shitter players are going for less? And fundamentally, Premier League clubs got money. If you put something ridiculous like 100 million, then some might, but everybody knows they're not going to pay 100 million. They're going to negotiate, bidding wars, etc. So we have to see. He remains happy. Apparently, he's open to the idea of snubbing Arsenal, Chelsea, and Barcelona by signing an extension. Meanwhile, the Sun claimed that Williams would demand a weekly salary of close to 300,000 in order to join Arsenal this summer. And although he is Arsenal's priority target, there are some doubts over whether they could afford that outlay in addition to the other transfer plans. He scored 11 goals and got 7 assists in 41 appearances. Ironically, I think he's actually picked up an injury, if I'm honest. Let's move that. What else have we got here? Bro, Chris Kavanagh, you're right, bro. You're right. Saka was put in danger. He was a victim of a stupid tackle. Stupid tackle. Chris Kavanagh was ideally positioned with a good viewing angle to see and recognize that challenge on the back of Saka's Achilles, bringing him to the ground. It was a challenge that had a degree of malice and force. It was unnecessary and it endangered the safety of the opponent. Thankfully, Chris Kavanagh acted correctly and quickly. I mean, broken clocks right today. All we want is the refs to make the right decisions and consistent decisions. And yes, if we're going to get on to the referees when they get things wrong, then yeah, big up you for getting it done right. But one, do I want to praise you for doing your job? As much as I waffle about Saka scoring goals, at the same time, that is your job. The refs, that is your job. And likewise, Arsenal and every team in this Premier League could bring up likewise challenges with a more of degree of force that haven't resulted in a red card. You know, Tarkowski the other week. And I'm sure there was other games. So I have to see, man. Arsenal could have an interesting situation developing with Ben White. Oh, here we go. Timber's doing well. Ben White's been injured. He's been a regular and whatnot. We might have to sell him. I bet that's what. I hope I'm wrong. Man. Ben White's unexpected precedent at Arsenal. What have you said? This could very well be a curious case of Benjamin White. He has been such a pivotal and important player under Arteta during his Arsenal project, but sometimes needs must. White has never let Arsenal down, amen. But Timber, is now fit and looks even better than the club hoped. He can play everywhere, left, and even CDM, but he's at home at right back. Probably played the most games as a centre-half in his career at this point. And as it stands, looks better fit than White. Then there's the emergence of Lewis Skelly, so Timber isn't needed as much on the left, while there's also Calafiori who takes up another defensive. So I think it's a Tomiyasu that should be scared, even though I love him. One thing I find interesting is Arsenal is looking for another defender. Henson and Nathan Phillips are two they are looking at, and they insist they want them to complement Saliba and Gabriel. I find it interesting as it seems White won't or isn't going to be used in that role. I think White's situation is one to look at. What do you lot think of that? I don't know for my thoughts. And yeah, man, I love Tommy, but at the end of the day, you're not needed as much at left back or at set. I think you are, but Lewis Skelly's emergence. Calafiori's been brought in. Kivio is rising in prominence. Gabriel and Saliba. Benjamin White can play everywhere. Timber can play everywhere. We might be looking at another defender, whether it's a left back that can play centre, whether it's a left back outright or a centre back right sided or left sided outright, or that can play on either side. It's a needs must thing. And I don't mind Ben White, Tommy, these guys indirectly becoming squad players. It raises the level of things, people. What has Williams said? I bet this is the same thing. Every kid wants to play at Old Trafford. We have the goal of winning the Europa League and next year to cross the Champions League little by little. Oh, we've gone over that already. So yeah, he's going to keep being linked with us. Arsenal interested in Bilbao. And you know what? These outlets get me, man. They say the same things in different words. Arsenal have generational ace ready to replace 310k per week. Joe, good thinking. Lewis Skelly, I bet this is about him in midfield. Would love to see him exposed in midfield, but he's still learning the tricks and trades of the game. He's still earning his chops. There's nothing really to read into there. Arteta is reportedly eyeing more than just Nico Williams. Who has he been linked with here? According to Spanish outlet El Nacional, Arsenal are not hoping to stop their raid of Bilbao at just Williams, with Arteta is also looking at attacking midfielder, I can never say his name, Oihan Sancet, as an absolute priority. You know what? He can score a lot of goals, not a lot of goals, but he can chip in on the goal front. He does pick up a lot of injuries, though. I think I might be making this all up, but I'm sure he picks up a lot of injuries. Sancet, again, you're not going to have to forgive me, has 15 goals from 17 starts in La Liga this season. The 24-year-old's unusual profile of being a physical and intelligent midfielder with a goal-scoring pedigree has led to be described as, that's not how you spell Arteta, but Arteta's midfield obsession as an alternative to Martin Odegaard. I'm reading two things at once, playmaking. Arsenal are aware that a deal won't be easy due to the player's affinity to Bilbao and the Basque club, usually being unwilling to negotiate below any buyout clauses, with Sanchez alleged value closer to 80 million euros. But there is hope that Sanchez will be tempted by the opportunity to take another step in his career at an attacking and competitive Premier League club, suggesting that Athletic may have to fight on their hands to keep Arsenal away from their star duo. We're considering a move. He joined their academy at 15. He made his debut in 2019. He had a breakout campaign in 2022-23. He played in all but 2 of his side's league matches, scoring 10 times. Yeah, big him up then. Bring him. You know what? Apparently his league tally this season would put him 6 goals ahead of Arsenal's top goal scorer, which is probably more damning on us. While the Gunners are expected to sign a number 9 this summer, the Bilbao man would be a proven option to provide an outlet for midfield in tight areas. Much could depend on Arsenal's pursuit of a striker or Williams, who has hinted he may not be ready to leave Bilbao this summer. But Arteta's admiration for Sanchez, I believe, indicates the player could be targeted for a move to North London in the near future. So yeah, man, that's what you want to hear. But really and truly, that's just me finding